All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Picture this scene because I bet it's familiar. You are 3 coffees deep, it's 3 a.m., and you are frantically checking that very last financial model. You've got, 100 browser tabs open. You're trying to debug Excel cells manually before a 6 a.m. client call. It is a painful, incredibly high-pressure reality for so many financial analysts out there. But today, we're going to explore a massive, game-changing shift. Welcome to our deep dive into the future of finance, specifically looking at how Anthropic's Claude is stepping in as the industry's new virtual collaborator. We're breaking down exactly how this AI is completely rewiring the workflows of top financial professionals. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at 1. The new intelligence layer. 2. From hours to minutes. 3. The build versus buy decision. 4. Automating high-friction tasks. 5. Driving internal AI adoption. And 6. Starting your AI journey. So, Section 1, the new intelligence layer. The whole foundation of this technology relies on 3 absolutely core pillars. First up, the models themselves. Look, this isn't just your standard chatbot. It has been specifically trained for finance domain knowledge, financial reasoning, and really complex data analysis. Second, we have the agent capabilities. The AI can natively read and write Excel documents, analyze charts, and literally build multimodal reports, think pitch decks and investment memos, from scratch. And third, it operates on a flexible platform. Basically, it serves as a unified intelligence layer that's securely connected to all your core finance data sources, both internal and external. Now, you might be wondering about the real-world impact. Well, the return on investment for adopting a platform like this is just massive. 213,000 hours. That is the exact number of hours saved per year by the Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund, which, by the way, is the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world after they integrated Claude. To put that into perspective, that translates to a 20% productivity gain. That frees up their teams to completely focus on making better decisions and generating higher returns.
Moving right along to Section 2, from hours to minutes.
Let's consider the paradigm shift when an unexpected market event happens. Say, a target company reports terrible earnings, but out of nowhere, their stock inexplicably spikes. The typical process: you're looking at 4 to 5 hours of pure scrambling. You're juggling 14 different browser tabs across various platforms, manually ticking through an Excel model cell by cell just to figure out what's happening. But the new reality with Claude? That exact same analysis is completed in under 30 minutes. The analyst uses one single unified workspace, and the AI generates fully auditable discounted cash flow models instantly. It's night and day. So how does it actually pull this off? Let's walk through the exact 4 steps an analyst takes to completely transform that manual workflow. Step 1. She connects her tools to access a unified workspace. Step 2. She issues a comprehensive query. Now, the AI doesn't just give her a raw data dump, it actively synthesizes intelligence from multiple sources simultaneously. It's even spotting subtle red flags from earnings call Q&As. Step 3, she asks the AI to visualize the data, and it generates annotated stock price charts in benchmarking analyses. Finally, Step 4, she just asks the AI to generate a fully formatted investment memo using her firm's own internal templates, complete with verifiable citations.
And speaking of those citations, for an AI to actually be useful in finance, it absolutely must be grounded in verifiable truth, right? It can't just guess. So to build these memos, the AI simultaneously pulls key document types, like transcripts and market data from S&P Global. It grabs internal templates directly from Box. It verifies consensus estimates and fundamentals with source citations from FactSet and DeLupa, and it pulls deep public and private market research from Morningstar and PitchBook. It is orchestrating all of this highly trusted data at the exact same time.
All right, Section 3, the build versus buy decision. Now, we know hedge funds and major banks love to build their own tools. They hire brilliant engineers for exactly this reason. But the sheer extreme velocity of AI innovation is totally changing the calculus here. Industry leaders from firms like New York Life and D.E. Shaw have explicitly noted that if you try to build a custom wrapper today, it might literally be obsolete in 3 months. Partnering for this enterprise intelligence layer just makes so much more sense. Why? Because it frees up your highly expensive, brilliant internal engineers to focus strictly on building competitively unique, proprietary solutions for your firm, rather than wasting time constantly updating basic chat interfaces. Of course, whether you build or buy, during deployment, you're going to hit some technical roadblocks. There are 3 major structural blockers managers are facing right now, and here's how they're resolving them. First up is legacy infrastructure. You simply can't plug cutting-edge AI seamlessly into ancient mainframe systems, so firms are working closely with partners to migrate outdated tech, like COBOL. Second is unstructured data. AI needs data served in optimized, LLM-ready formats so it can actually provide those crucial, verifiable citations we talked about. And third, regulatory compliance. In a highly regulated space, you have to foster a culture where your innovation teams can coexist peacefully with your audit and risk management checkers, rather than constantly fighting them. Which brings us to Section 4, automating high-friction tasks. When you're first starting out, you absolutely do not need to hand over your most complex, high-stakes investment decisions to the AI. Actually, scratch that. You shouldn't. Instead, managers need to target high-friction tasks for early automation. What are those? They're the mechanical, highly repeatable processing workflows that rely heavily on structured data. They are the absolute perfect candidates for immediate AI automation. By clearing out this technical debt and automating all that manual grunt work, you free up your human talent for complex System 2 thinking. That's the deep, strategic reasoning that actually drives outsized returns, or alpha. And as teams start clearing out those high-friction tasks, a really fascinating pattern emerges. It's perfectly captured by this quote from Michael at D. Shaw. The more you use it, the more you use it. Usage of AI isn't linear at all. It's multiplicative. It follows a log-normal curve. Once an analyst has that very first aha moment, where a tool saves them 3 hours of agonizing work, they immediately start looking for the absolute next task they can automate. The adoption just snowballs.
Okay, Section 5, driving internal AI adoption.
So how do you actually build effective AI training for your teams? Top firms are using really specific, multi-lever strategies to push adoption from both the top down and the bottom up. First, it starts with the executives. They're putting top leaders through intensive executive academies so they deeply understand the tech and lead by example. Then, they run targeted internal hackathons, which empowers employees to reimagine their own daily workflows. You also absolutely have to mandate reevaluating the AI's capabilities every 3 to 6 months. The models improve so incredibly fast that what was considered impossible in January might literally be easy by June. Finally, managers need to identify and cultivate their natural power users, the folks who are just naturally great at prompt engineering, and turn them into internal champions to drive that change. Here is a highly practical, actionable method to foster those internal champions and really encourage peer-to-peer learning. Start hosting weekly lightning rounds in your regular team meetings. Just carve out 5 minutes and ask team members to share a strange AI win or even a failure they had that week in 30 seconds or less. It is a brilliant strategy. It dramatically lowers the stakes, completely removes the intimidation factor, and rapidly spreads innovative use cases across the entire team in a really fun, organic way.
And that leads us perfectly into our final section, Section 6, starting your AI journey.
If you are ready to take the leap today, here is the concrete, step-by-step guide to help your employees start using these AI tools immediately. Step 1. Enable. Give your employees access to the tool, but in a safe, secure environment. Step 2. Train. And here is a fantastic pro tip. If you don't know exactly how to train them, literally ask Claude to build a simple training curriculum tailored to your firm's specific workflows. Step 3. Measure. Track the usage intensity to hold your teams accountable for at least trying to integrate it. And step 4, which might be the most surprising, encourage personal use. Encourage life hacks. Now, why is encouraging personal use so crucial? Because managers must instill a massive mindset shift to transition their teams from basic searchers to true power users. The legacy mindset is treating that little text prompt box like a traditional search engine. You ask one simple question and you expect one raw answer. But that simply won't unlock the AI's power. The new AI mindset means treating the AI as a human companion, or like a really, really smart intern. You have to provide rich context, iterate on the answers, and truly collaborate. And guess what? People learn this natural, conversational style much, much faster when they use it for personal tasks first. Just look at these real-world personal use cases shared by industry leaders on the panel. One executive talked about using the AI to act as a travel agent, building a hyper-customized Costa Rica itinerary for a family that had wildly different interests. Another leader literally uploaded 1,100 pages of incredibly dense, complex NICU medical notes for his child, asking the AI to synthesize the entire timeline just so he could better communicate with the doctors. When you experience that level of synthesis outside the office, your fear of the technology completely vanishes. You instantly develop the intuition needed to bring that exact same conversational power back to your desk to analyze those complex financial documents. Which brings us to our final and frankly our most provocative thought for today. The entire financial landscape is bifurcating right before our eyes.
The fundamental question you have to ask yourself and your leadership team is this: will your firm be the one using AI institutionally, automating the friction and giving your analysts actual superpowers? Or will you be the firm losing your top-tier talent to competitors who are already doing it? The technology is here, the unified intelligence layer is built, and the time to start experimenting is for sure today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this helped map out those crucial next steps for you and your team.